None of them flinched. Private First Class Lewis Hines, a farm boy from Iowa, later told a war correspondent, "We weren't holding it for glory. We were holding it because behind us were our boys, and they needed that bridge." Each man was tethered to the belief that their defense, no matter how temporary, would buy just enough time for the larger force to secure the crossing. There was no fallback position, no evacuation plan. Some wrote quick notes to their families, scratched onto scraps of K-ration boxes, tucked into pockets in case their bodies were found. Then they manned the parapets. For hours, the men fought not just the Germans, but hunger, cold, and the creeping dread that no help would come, and still, they held. The Ludendorff Bridge was not designed to be a fortress. Its approaches were exposed, its superstructure vulnerable to artillery, and the eastern embankment sloped downward toward open fields, easy approach corridors. For German infantry, the 12 defenders had to improvise. They created kill zones using abandoned sandbags and destroyed vehicles left from earlier skirmishes. 2 makeshift foxholes were dug at the bridge's mouth. Barbed wire was hastily strung across the roadbed with detonation tripwires tied to hand grenades. A mounted .30 caliber machine gun, manned by Corporal Frank Delaney, was positioned to provide interlocking fire on the eastern approach. But that was it. No mortars, no anti-tank weapons, no reinforcements. The defenders understood terrain would have to be their advantage. They used the narrow confines of the bridge itself to funnel enemy forces, forcing them into single-file approaches where one rifleman could pin down several enemies at once. It wasn't elegant. It was brutal, close-quarters warfare, bayonets fixed, bullets counted, every shot made to matter, and the longer they held, the more desperate the Germans became. They started probing attacks just before sunrise, small squads attempting to rush the bridge under covering fire. Each time they were repelled, not by overwhelming force, but by controlled, lethal accuracy. Every bullet counted, every foot mattered. The first German assault squads that reached the bridge expected a routine clearance operation. After all, intelligence reports described a lightly held crossing, barely guarded. German officers assumed they'd face a retreating rear guard, maybe 2 or 3 sentries covering the span until American reinforcements arrived. But within minutes, that assumption unraveled. German soldiers reported incoming fire from multiple elevations and directions. Single American rifles cracked with terrifying accuracy, picking off lead attackers before they could even reach the middle of the